Hello, Gunner James 105. Today's video has to do with feeding the Army. And from my perspective, I've dealt with three different ways that the Army feeds you. And so basically, as Napoleon famously said, an army travels on its stomach, and we were fed good as far as I'm concerned. In the three different ways that were possible to feed you. So there's the first way, of course, is with the mess hall. And I was introduced to the mess hall when I was probably starting at the age of 14, when I was involved with the Royal Canadian Air Cadets. And we would go to a base in Calgary, we would go to a base in Edmonton, Canadian military bases. We would also, I attended three summer camps. There were 2-week courses, and every day, 3 times a day, you had to form up in your squad, and you would march over to the mess hall as a squad, hopefully ahead of the others, because that lineup that went from the food down the hallway, out the door, down the lobby area, down the steps, out the front doors, down the steps, and around the block. So what usually ended up happening is that we would get in and through, get our food, and within about 5 minutes, they're calling you to form up. So there was only a certain amount of time that the mess was open, and so this is why I say it was always a case of hoping that you were first there or among the first there, because you'd be gobbling up your food as fast as you could. But I can definitely say that the Air Force base that I attended summer camp at, the food was excellent, quite incredible. And it was incredible to see such things as huge cookie sheets of these desserts. You'd have Jello in 5-gallon pails. You'd had but the meals, hot meals, I thought spectacular. That's what I recall. And then when we would go on a field trip, we would go sometimes to, it could be a military museum, or it could be out when we'd go out gliding. We'd go out, we were able to fly an otter, and they would pack a sandwich type lunch. So you'd have your brown paper bag, and that would be your lunch. And then usually supper at the mess hall. So then when I got into the artillery reserve, also again exposed to the mess hall, but also then exposed to the field kitchen, delivering out these very large green, kind of an oval shaped container, and one might contain mashed potatoes, another one might contain Salisbury steak, and creamed corn or kernel corn in another one, and you had a nice hot meal brought to you, so you'd be firing the howitzers and have the mealtime come, and then you could, from what I recall, the guns didn't stop. We'd go in groups, so some would be eating and others would be firing the guns. I recall having my ear defender up, trying to have a conversation while eating lunch, and you'd hear the word fire, you'd quickly put that back on, and boom, and we'd go again. And then the third way that we would be fed were what the Canadians called IMP, or individual meal packs. And many exercises that I went on, we would use those for your breakfast, lunch, and supper. And I brought some home because I perhaps wasn't hungry at certain meal times, and so and I think most of what I did end up bringing home might have been breakfast. I wasn't maybe a big breakfast person at that time. So I had accumulated maybe 15 or so of these full units, or some of them are partial. I ate some of the things, but it was something that I'm glad I did hang on to, because it would be pretty hard, I think, to get those anymore. And so I've got those. And other than that, those are the three ways that they would feed the soldier. And so now I've got in front of me a table full of items, and so I'm going to go and go across the table and show you a few of those items. And some of it, the IMPs are dealing with 80s when I was in, 1990s and 2000s, like to the present day. Matter of fact, one of the IMPs I picked up just a month or so ago, just talked to some of the fellows that were with the unit I used to belong to, and they gave me a ration pack. So I'll just get to that right now and show you some of the items. So starting with the cooking method, this is a standard Coleman stove that I own. I have a few others. I guess I could have brought a little more beat up one that may have looked like the ones we had, but this one here happened to be handy. The ones we had were identical to this in every way. It was simply a Coleman stove, 2-burner stove, and what we would use is a pressure cooker, and have some water in that pressure cooker. Pressure cooker, good for high altitude as far as bringing the water to a boil quickly. And in the pressure cooker then we would place our pouch from the meal pack. Now this one here is just detached from the unit, and this one here happens to be beef chop suey. So you'd open up that. I didn't want to open up these sealed ones, but this would be stuck to your other pack, little box with other goodies. But you'd place the foil type container into the pressure cooker, heat up your meal, and you had your hot meal. And then when you were finished that, you could then, this is a package that's pretty much what you'd get. So this here piece, I've got some more over here. This is what they look like. So it'll be a waterproof type container. Of course, the foil pouch in there is waterproof. So, but they came as such, and you would tear that open. So this is all glued together. So we had, I brought these home, I guess, like I say, apparently a particular lunch. Yeah, that was chop suey. Maybe I wasn't a fan of chop suey. Maybe I was a little afraid of it. I don't know. This looks pretty good. Some more breakfast. But that's the package removed, and so you'd have that packed right to the top with items. And so from another package I have spread out a few things, and so in there you'd have a book of matches, and this would be a moist towelette, some coffee whitener, some gum, a couple of packs of coffee. So this is the items that I had when I was in. Salt and pepper, some soup. So this one here is mushroom soup. For those that read English, mushroom soup. So you're just going to add water to that and some hot water. This I thought was quite a nice touch. So you had your dessert, and the dessert varied. This one here happens to be chocolate pudding, and it came with this bag that you would basically, it's a pudding bag, and you put your pudding in there, some water, mix it together. Same idea with the lemon drink. You're going to add a certain amount of water, and you've got a lemon drink, and then you had your crackers, which you could then put, not ketchup, well maybe you'd like ketchup, but strawberry jam, and to go along with your beef chop suey, perhaps you would like some mashed potatoes. And so again, you're going to put some water in up to that line, and then you can add some salt or maybe a coffee whitener. And then you'd get your plastic spoon with a long handle so you can reach down to the bottom of that bag, a napkin, or perhaps, depending on your need, a chunk of paper towel that could be used for toilet paper. So yeah, the ration packs, and you had your canteen. Here's a couple of different examples. I showed these in another video. Your thermos, that if you wanted to maybe put some of that coffee in there to take with you, that was always nice. This here is an example of a 90s type, and I haven't opened these. They're all sealed, and if you wanted to see what's in them, there's another fella on YouTube, probably more than one, that opens these up and actually gives them a taste test. So this one here is the most recent one, and again, it's all sealed. I think I'll keep it that way. I might go down and see if I can get another one of these from the armories and open it up. Now with we weren't issued these, but they did have, and I don't know if they do now or if this is a thing of the past. There's a fella, doing a review on this, but you're going to put water in up to that line and put your pouch, your meal pouch, inside that bag, and then it will heat it up. And our issue for cup and plate and bowl were these melamine things, and we were carrying this in our webbing, knife, fork, and spoon, or KFS. And we had the, of course, the canteen, plastic canteen. With that, we had the cup, and this here, the little heater. You take one of these tablets. Again, this is something that we weren't issued. We didn't get one of these. This is probably an American container, but it has little Esbit type chemical tablets in there that you can light, and then put that in here, and then heat up some water. And so moving on, yes, excuse me for a moment. Excuse my reach. Now I've got to find a canteen for this. This is World War II now. I have this one, which I normally have attached to the webbing set. So World War II Canadian canteen. And this one here is a different style in that it's got a shoulder strap on it. So that canteen would just hang over the shoulder. Missing a fork in this World War II set. This is a Canadian set, and so the one would fit inside the other. I think it goes the other way. And then you have the bag that it goes in, if I recall, somewhere maybe on the inside. Yeah, there's the Cooperate Seabroad arrow mark on that. So you had your bag, you have your anyways, that goes the other way, and you flip your handles over. You can put it in that bag. So now I think I'm gonna skip over to here with the World War II type cup. Now this is not exactly, but this is a good representative. I think they could have been white with a blue rim. I've seen them brown inside and out, but this is as close as I could come up with. And again, this here is a replica, and that also, I could eat that. That's just something I did in the style of the day. But that ration pack there's a fella selling these along with other items, but on D-Day for sure. I believe they got a couple of these issued. And this one here is a representation of what you would have got. So it's all full of items that I could eat now. So it's a reproduction type. And this is what would have normally come in the package. So whether you wanted to pause and read this once it's, I've kind of filmed it through, oops, let me do it this way. So there's more or less the contents. How about that? So this is all done up pretty much exactly the way they were back in World War II. And of course they had the, comes with one of these little opener. It actually is a different style than you, excuse me. Pop that open. And everything I have on this table is going to fight me. Seriously? Okay. So you have your can opener, bottle opener, spoon, and that would come in one of these kits. This one here is reproduction as well. And so I had also come across this Swiss style, which would be similar to the Tommy cooker from World War II. This one here is all sealed and unopened. So you're going to get a book of matches. This little metal piece around here would be placed on top once you take the lid off and light this, and then you can put your pot on top of this little piece here. So that was a Swiss item. The Germans, I think going back quite a ways, had this little Esbit type pocket stove. Now I'm going to set the camera down, squeeze me. Sorry about that. But anyways, this one here is very simple in that it was in that little, probably about the size of a deck of cards. Comes with these Esbit chemical type locks. You can break a piece off and light that, and then of course you're going to place that underneath, and then your pot can just sit on top of there. So very light and compact, that one. This other stove, just a little off the topic of the Canadian items, but I happen to have these, and so this is a newer style webbing. It's not World War II with the canteen holder, more Vietnam, I guess, style. Same with this stove. That's an American stove. I had a little accident with it. It was a big ball of flames, and so I had to replace the, you can see on the knob it's a little singed, but I replaced those labels. I was able to get those on eBay. But this, the legs fold in, and it would actually fit into a little aluminum container with top and a bottom, and then these fold in. So very nice little stove. And that's just a wrench to take things apart. You've got your American style can opener. I've used these. They work really, really good. You get the technique down, they work really good. And so, well, I've got some Vietnam era ration tins as well. So this would be American. And knife, fork, and spoon. This is, if I recall, get some light on there, yeah, 1945 mess kit. And this one here is pretty good condition. So you've got your two pieces. Now if I recall, when it came time to wash up everything, you'd slip your slip everything onto this handle there, as well as the loops on your knife, fork, and spoon. You'd slip everything onto there, and you could be dipping that into the soap and washing it and then rinsing it, and good to go. So had those. A couple of nice examples of World War II canteens. This one here, the markings on it are pretty clear. This one I've had since I was very young, or maybe, no, I think I got this one not long ago. This one here I've had since it's probably 10 years old. And this one, the markings, oh yes, there we go. So that's the markings on that one, 1944. I used to use that all the time, going camping trips. This here happens to be, I believe, it would be not issue, but it would be something that a German officer would have, I believe is what I was told. So you've got your 4-piece, you've got a little leather carrier and a little 4-piece cup, and I'm thinking more of the alcoholic beverage on that one. And then this last item picked up recently, this one here, got it at an incredible price, and this one is a World War II. This is Africa Corps, World War II. This is 1942, this canteen, and it comes with that Bakelite cup. So this here is quite amazing and worth quite a bit of money. So it would have been purchased for fractions of what it's worth. It's just how the deal worked out. It was one of those many item purchases. So that pretty much sums up what I have here regarding the military and its important job of feeding the soldiers. So, oh yes, I'll get to you. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, and subscribe please if you I'm planning on doing quite a few more here. Just getting revved up to go on quite a few more items, but subscribe, and if you like it, just hit the like button. Hopefully you like it. So thanks very much for watching.